What is up, everyone? DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with another video for my channel. This is a quick tutorial just talking about the DJ Control Impulse T7 coming from Hercules. This is the big news coming out of NAMM 2003, which is the big electronics DJ musical show that comes out of Southern California every year, sometimes in different locations. But I really almost decided to go to NAMM this year. I thought that would be really great for my channel, and eventually I definitely want to do that. But this year, unfortunately, I still haven't been able to make it up there. But I have been watching a lot of videos, been checking everything out that's coming out of NAMM. This is going to be a little informative video on the DJ Control Impulse T7 that is coming hot out of there. It's a hot topic. They saved it for NAMM, and it just popped up, and so it's kind of blowing up. I definitely wanted to talk about it because I do love Hercules controllers. Hercules does have some really good controllers. One of my favorite controllers from Hercules is the Impulse 500, which is a 2-channel controller that we're going to talk about here in a second as well. But let's get into the T7. But very, very quickly, I just want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you for locking in here. Please lock into DJ Martini Midwest Reviews if you like tutorials, reviews, all kinds of tech. Give it to you as easy as possible, give you all that information, do all that research, and then I just leave some links in case you're interested in my channel. So please like, subscribe, and share. If this is helpful at all, please leave me a like. And I'm just super excited, and let's get into the video on the T7 here. So we're just going to be talking about it today. I don't have it. Hercules, if you want me to send me one, that would be sick. That would be a dream come true, but I doubt that's going to happen, so I don't have one. But I definitely can talk about it here, and it could be in my future for getting one. But let's talk about it. So right here we got a nice picture of it. You can see that it does have these 7-inch platters. You're gonna have your full EQ range here, paddle shifters for FX. You got some short up faders, but that's okay. And it looks like you kind of have a short crossfader as well, but still looks good. It'd be a Serato dedicated controller, so you can just see a lot of what's going to be going on just from the main picture here. It looks pretty sweet, and so we're going to kind of go into some detail on it. The price here, and you can see what they're talking about here, $699, which will be their most expensive controller to date for Hercules. They do have an Impulse 500 White Edition that comes with a carry case and the full Serato License Pro key, and that is $449. So $699 is going to be one of their most expensive controllers, but that is a great price for a controller like this. We're going to go over a couple reasons why it's a little cheaper as well, but it definitely will be a controller for beginning DJs to look towards. You know, there's some controllers out there, some all-in-ones and things like this, but this will be the first like platter edition that's going to be this cheap. And so for a beginning DJ, and I'm not saying cheap as, you know, it's not going to be a good controller. I'm just saying it's going to be of value for beginning DJs to be able to use, to get into, and start learning how to use the vinyl and DJ with that type. So it's going to be very, very cool. See, from here, you definitely have, it is a full-size controller, but it's not going to be ginormous. It's not going to be super heavy and bulky like the Rain 1, in my opinion, is. Which I'll be talking about here really soon. Future video spoiler that I finally was able to snag one. Let's get into some of the pictures that they have here. Let's go back here. Let's start with this one right here. So you're going to have your 7-inch platter, and you're going to have 8 RGB. Those look like the soft pads, in my opinion. These look like more like metal or plastic buttons, but these are the nice RGB soft pads, in my opinion, and so that's going to be really fantastic. You're going to have hot cue loops, stems, and a sampler bar, so you'll be able to select into any of those. You have a shift and a sync button, which is always good. Over here, you're going to have your auto loop, a rotary knob, which is, you know, pretty preferred actually, and you're going to have your pitch bend right here. You also have some, looks like you can get into some stems here with instrumental and vocal buttons there, and you'll be able to mess with some of that parameter there. Let's go to a different picture here, and you can see those buttons a little bit better. Definitely there, but you have a long pitch fader here. You're going to have a short up faders and a short crossfader, in my opinion, but I still think everything looks good. You have noticed you're going to have 2 headphone inputs. You're going to have quarter jack and 3.5, which is always nice. Your middle section right here is you're going to have your full EQ. You're going to have highs, mids, and lows right in there. You have 2 gains. You have a master input, which is nice. You always want to have your master and know where you're going to be locking your meter there, and you're gonna have your VU meters as well, which is cool, on both here and here. Master gains as well. Over here you have a dedicated mic volume. And what is here? We have here headphone Q, and you have your volume right there. So great control on this already as a controller. And I do like this middle section. Now this would be really positive for me. I like to mess with the FX, and I love them on the controller. And so they're going to have two separate, one channel here, one channel on the other side, three each, so you can select up to, it looks like, I don't know if you can do it all at the same time. Sometimes they allow you, sometimes they don't on the software, but you could have up to 6 FX you can choose. And then you have your paddle locks, which are becoming more popular, and I'm actually liking them myself. And you have a knob here to work with some of your parameters as well. That's really cool. You're going to have headphone locks for each channel, so you can hit your headphones and know what channel you're working out of. Right here, you're going to have, looks like a selection for your curve of your crossfader, which is cool. And then your beat match guide. It says that's going to be working with Serato and working with, of course, their dejuiced software as well. Big 7-inch platters, and it's called the T7. I'm guessing it's for those 7-inch platters. They look like your normal record player would look. The design and everything, I love the way they look. Looks great to me, and they're actually going to be marked as well, so you have a line mark there, it looks like, so you know where your 12 o'clock is there on the platters for you, which is great for any beginners to know. When you start scratching, normally you'd put some stickers in those locations, but now they have the marks down there for you. So some DJs might not be excited about is they are belt driven from what I'm hearing, and so a lot of DJs do like direct drive. But I started off because I could not afford like really expensive, turntables, so I had to go a little cheaper with the belt drive when I first started. And it does take a learning curve to learn how to use those, but this would be right down my alley because I definitely know how to adjust. Now you're going to have to, move the platter a little bit differently, nudge it up, down, those types of things. But I think it actually helps you learn a little bit better. And then when you get to direct drive, you're like, oh, wow, this is a lot easier. So it is a learning curve, but they will have belt driven and not direct drive. So these are going to be belt driven, which a lot of people might have some issue with. I still think it's going to be okay because you do have things like key lock that can help you adjust to not having that torque that you're going to need for that. So once again, I said this is going to be a Serato dedicated controller, beat match guide, more comfortable than ever, and you're going to have those same moves, 7-inch, 2 platters. They will have slip mats, and these will be removable, these tops here that look like vinyl, and they'll have slip mats underneath, which is cool as well. And they have a bunch of videos on the DJ Academy. See if I can go into some of the specs while we're here. Right here, so like I said, I did talk about most of this. On the back, you will have 2 XLR jacks and 2 RCAs, which is great for a controller at this price point. Having those XLRs or for like a professional controller, so you'll still be able to use this, and that's really, really cool. But you'll have RCAs and XLRs, which you can have a professional DJ love the XLRs, and people that are still using RCAs can still be happy with that as well. The 2 headphone jacks, 1 microphone, looks like a balanced jack in the audio resolution. Now I don't have one, so I won't be able to kind of comment on this, but that's the, a pretty upgraded audio resolution, 44.1, 24. It's a little bit higher than the CD format, so, we're looking pretty good there. You have your 33 and 45 ratios for the platters. It says they are metal platters, so I don't know how much weight this is going to have, but I think it's definitely going to be lighter than, say, like the Rain 1. Could make it a little bit more portable, which is always good. I don't know the size on this either. It doesn't really say. I think it's going to be a smaller, lighter, portable version of that. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this thing looks like. Like I said, we went over all the cues and play, pause, shift, all like that. Platter touch detection, which is going to be good for your normal DJing if you're not really messing with final modes and stuff. You'll still be able to do everything you can with the normal DJ controller, so that's pretty cool. You're gonna have that browser assistant on loading songs and things like that. So you do have you can see right here, it's gonna be your loading knob, your prep, your back, your range, key lock, like I said. And the only thing, I'm guessing these are gonna be like, you find the song, rotary knobs, and then when you find the song, you can down click on the rotary knob and then it'll load the song, because I don't see a load button to load the tracks from your laptop. So I'm guessing the rotary knob is both buttons, I'm hoping. Let's see what they say, what's in the box right here. Looks like you're going to get the controller, two slip mats, the replica vinyl, here, a power adapter with removable power cable, manual, and license for DJ Lite, and of course the juice that all their controllers do come with. So pretty cool. And this has just been a quick overview of this controller. I'm pretty excited about it. The only thing that would hesitate me from getting this controller, and we're just going to go to this is a 2-channel controller, and we'll go to the white version here. Like, this is their second most expensive controller at $449. The only reason it costs a little bit more than the normal version, that's at $299. Great value for the DJ Impulse 500. I recommend that all day. It's a great controller, and the reason why I do recommend it is it's small, it's portable, it has great connections. This is a 2-channel controller, but it actually has right here an auxiliary port. So it's technically 3 channels. So I can hook up my phone and I can run requests on it. So I have the 1 channel here, 2 channel, and then I have an auxiliary channel with a volume there. So I can run an extra channel. Now, I wish so much that this new T7 controller had that 3rd auxiliary channel, just so you could have an auxiliary channel. That would have been so fantastic, and I would have as soon as these came out on the market, I would have attempted to try to get one, because that would have been my new go-to controller. Now, the Impulse 500 is kind of my go-to for most events, unless I'm doing something a little bit more crazy and I want to kind of show off a little bit. The Impulse 500 is my go-to controller, and I like it because I have all the control I need with the 1 channel here, two channels, but then I have that 3rd auxiliary channel for me to be able to throw on, an extra channel like an iPhone or an iPad. That way, if I have some crazy requests that I need to look up quickly, that I can, and I can throw them in right away instead of having to bring an extra mixer or something and connect into that with my controller. So it's great to have just that extra auxiliary channel within the controller, and the 500 does have that. So that's the only thing that's kind of holding me back, that I'm kind of disappointed that this controller, even at that $699, and I know they stuck a lot in this controller, it's pretty exciting. That's the only kind of downside I have on this controller. Everything else looks really good. It looks like a portable, light, fun controller that I would like to have, but not having that auxiliary channel kind of affects me on how I DJ and how I set things up. So that's just a little negative that I see on it. Other than that, it looks like a fantastic controller at a great price that can help not only beginning DJs, but intermediate DJs as well. DJs that want to learn how to use vinyl as well. Hopefully I will be able to get my hands on one in the future as well. So thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed and got some good information about this. Thanks for tuning in. It's been DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hopefully this has been helpful. A good little tutorial over the Impulse T7. All right, we'll talk to you later. Please like, subscribe, and share.